Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to the channel, and today we would love to discuss
Oscars.
So, as we all know, yesterday was
Oscars ceremony, and we have a lot of different things to say. So,
firstly, we want to say that this year's Oscars is a massive disappointment. And I will tell you why. Firstly, I want to discuss two movies that had the biggest amount of nominations, but interestingly enough, have flopped.
yep.
And they are Emilia Pérez. And if you haven't watched my review of the movie, please go ahead and watch. I think it was very interesting.
It is in the description.
And the second movie is The Brutalist.
The Brutalist.
Let's start from The Brutalist. One of the reasons why people said, and the main reason why a lot of people were saying that this movie is not going to win Oscars this year, was the controversy regarding their use of AI. So, if you guys don't know, main two characters, which were portrayed by Adrien Brody and Felicity Jones, were from Hungary, and they used AI in order to help them with the Hungarian accents, which was quite a controversial move, considering that only last year actors were on strike because, and one of the reasons, there were multiple reasons for strikes in the Hollywood, but one of the reasons was the use of AI, because we all know that a lot of people who work in the cinematography might lose their jobs because of AI. A lot of people were saying that The Brutalist is not going to win any Oscars because of that. The Brutalist has won Oscar for the Best Actor.
Main leading role, yeah. Adrien
Brody has won. I haven't watched The Brutalist, so unfortunately I can't say if it was worthy. A lot of people say that this was amazing. I would like to discuss an interesting kiss.
Yep.
From the different perspectives. So we all know it's one of the most famous Oscar move during Oscars was the unexpected kiss from Adrien Brody in, if I'm not mistaken, 2003.
Yep.
When he kissed Halle Berry, who presented him an award. So this year, Halle Berry has decided to have her payback and kiss Adrien Brody. And
Yep, and the most important thing that we've noticed is that prior to doing that, she looked at Adrien Brody's wife. Adrien Brody's wife nodded, so it means that Halle Berry asked the permission, which is very, very nice of her. And
not only nice, I think it's very respectful, and this is how it's supposed to be done.
Yep, 100%.
In 2003, it was unexpected for Halle Berry, so we don't really know if she enjoyed the kiss. Maybe, I don't know, was she in a relationship? Did she mind or not?
I have no idea.
I think that's great when there is A, the permission, B, it's respectful.
Yep, so let's move on to Zoe Saldaña. So Zoe Saldaña won in the category Best Supporting Role, Female, for Emilia Pérez. I want to say that I'm happy for her. So basically, she was the first American with Dominican roots ever to win the Oscars. I liked her in Emilia Pérez.
You like the whole
movie? In my
movie?
opinion, I can't say 100% that I like the whole movie. I can say that I liked particularly her. I think she was really good in it, and she deserves to win, first thing. Regarding the movie, I can't say that I hate it as so many other people, but there are plenty of things that I really liked, but it's a totally different story.
Okay, in my opinion, this movie didn't deserve Oscars, and unfortunately, this is also one of the reasons why Anora has massively won this year, because the nominations were announced very much in advance to all the controversies that happened, both with The Brutalist and Emilia Pérez. Unfortunately, the tweets like
Carla Sofia Gascon,
one of the main reasons why Emilia Pérez hasn't won almost any Oscars this year, is because of the very, very controversial tweets of the main, of the leading actress, Carla Sofia Gascon, which came up to light just a couple of weeks ago. I find it very, very strange that she came to Oscars. There were speculations that she's not going to come, but she attended. I just want to also say tell you interesting information about Emilia Pérez. It's a film from their new initiative with Saint Laurent Productions. It's the first movie of Saint Laurent Productions, and this is a very bad debut. It has been nominated for 13 Oscars, the most for non-English language movie ever. Carla Sofia Gascon has made history as the first openly trans woman to be nominated for the Best Actress. And in anticipation of what was supposed to be the scene of great triumph, Saint Laurent had postponed its show from the first day of Paris Fashion Week to the last. And to recap, in 2023, Saint Laurent started Saint Laurent Productions. It was the first time a fashion brand has created a subsidiary, not just to dress stars for the red carpet, but to invest in their future projects. But then the journalist Sarah Hagi discovered years-old racist tweets from Miss Gascon. Netflix, which has distributed the film, quickly distanced itself from Miss Gascon. So did the director, Jacques Audiard. She tried her own crisis management, which Netflix disavowed. She seemed to disappear from the promotional tour, even as the furor proved a drag on the film's momentum. What was very strange, and go ahead and watch if you're interested about it, she has had an interview, which is very controversial, and this interview was not agreed with anyone from the production of the movie, and usually it's not allowed. And unfortunately, with this interview, she harmed the movie even more. I didn't like the movie, so to be honest, all of it is even worse to me. It's a massive, massive fail. A lot of people loved this movie, which was, to me, questionable.
Really?
Yes. It was massively praised in Cannes. This is where
Emilia Pérez.
Emilia Pérez. This is where it was premiered, and it was a giant success. And it's very interesting because there were multiple awards, BAFTA, Golden Globes, and with every nomination, this movie got less and less awards because there are so many controversies.
It just took a very wrong turn at some point. What I want to say is that what I liked about this movie is I think it was something very fresh and new, what we have seen. I really liked the songs. I liked that it was part movie, part musical. I liked the moment where Zoe and Saldaña had this conversation with
Carla Sofia Gascon.
And then this as a movie, and then it proceeds as you are in the theater. I think this is something new and innovative. I haven't seen it before, but at the same time, I think that I dislike how they showed Mexico in general. I think they show it from a very bad angle. It seems like it's like just drugs. It's a very dangerous place, and I don't understand why they did that.
I think that's
if I would
not
be
only
Mexican,
the problem.
I would be really angry.
But I think it's not only that's the problem. There are a lot of issues. The language. So many people said that how bad it was about the language. There are multiple mistakes.
The plot didn't make sense because so the character of Sofia as a man, she was a horrible person, a monster. When she becomes a woman, she becomes an angel. She helps people.
Almost a martyr.
She's light that is shining bright, and it doesn't make sense. These miracles, they don't happen in real life. This is not a very
but also it has
credible story.
As I mentioned, a video discussing all the flops.
Please check it out.
But we just wanted to explain why this movie couldn't win more Oscars.
Yep. So let's proceed to Kieran Culkin. So Kieran Culkin won as the best supporting role in male category actor for his role in The Real Pain. So I think the movie is great. I watched it. Although it's a very difficult movie to watch because he plays a very disturbed person, but I really loved the article that I read that raised a lot of issues asking, should we give awards to actors that are basically playing themselves. Why? Because his character was extremely similar to his character in the TV series Succession.
But how do you
and
know that
people-
it's himself then?
People are speculating, these are speculations, that he is the same in real life. Although I want to point out that we don't know him in real
Personally,
life, so
yeah.
this is just point of
Yeah.
view of people. But I'm happy for him. I have nothing against his victory, and I think the movie was great. So happy for him.
Okay. In my opinion, the best movie should have been
Conclave.
Conclave.
Conclave was amazing, really loved it. Please go ahead and watch it. Also, I want to point out that Dune was also a great movie, and I feel bad that it wasn't recognized the way it should have been recognized.
Also, Demi Moore. I think
Demi
she
Moore.
was robbed a victory.
She was.
I know that a lot of, and you mentioned this before today, that after her victory at Golden Globes, everyone was saying that she's going to win an Oscar, but unfortunately she has not. And in my opinion, she was fabulous. She should have won.
Yep, let's summarize the meme that I saw today. This was what Substance movie was about.
By this, Elena means that Madison has won Oscar, and as we know, she is very young. If I'm not mistaken, she's just 23 years old. And Demi Moore.
Ah, okay, she's so young.
And Demi Moore didn't. So if you haven't watched Substance, this is what this movie is about.
Once again, go ahead and watch Julia's review of the movie in the description. So let's proceed to Anora. Here we have lots of things to say. In advance, I want to apologize to all of those who will find our point of view very political, because for sure
Why
people
should we apologize
will
for
do that. Okay, yeah, we shouldn't apologize for
Okay,
that.
so firstly, we don't think that Madison deserved to win. And this is not because of the political views. This is just fact. This is very objective. Demi Moore was incredible. Regarding the movie, Conclave was much better. We don't understand why Anora was
praised.
And I want
It
to
was
read
nominated
straight away.
in 6 categories,
And
it won in 5 categories, which is already a huge success for the movie. And we have a lot of things to say in here, because, as you all know, it is about the Russian oligarchs, and Yura Borisov, who is Russian actor, stars there. He has a leading role, and this is the actor that starred in Russian propaganda movies, which is totally unacceptable.
He also openly supported the annexation
of Crimea. And this is totally unacceptable that this actor was even there, was invited there.
Okay, so I want to say that this movie glorifies Russian oligarchs, and I read a lot of comments saying that it didn't, and it showed Russian oligarchs from a better point of view, but I totally disagree. First of all, why I disagree? This movie could have been about any other nationality. It didn't have to be Russian. And the second one is all dimensions of Russia and Russians now are very, very disrespectful. And they create this mystique about Russian people, and all of the praises of Yura Borisov, it just strengthens the point that this is Putin's war and not Russians. Can I just read the comment? So firstly, I watched a lot of videos and read the Russian news, and everyone is ecstatic about the victory, and they say that this is huge success for Russia. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, let me read the comment. After this film, people began to be very interested in these Russian actors, idolizing them for how sexy and cool they are. And from this comes an interest in the great Russian culture, which leads to not everything is so ambiguous. This is Putin's war, good Russians. And this Yuri Borisov is a total crush for them. So it's only a matter of time when they will start watching his other Russian films. For example, a propagandistic film about the Russian army shot in the occupied Crimea. This is the problem. And the same thing happened, for example, in this book of Miller's Blue Sisters, which I discussed in the previous video. had the same issue. There was a character which was originally from Russia, and every single time they mentioned his Russian accent or his upbringing, his childhood or something like that in Russia and Moscow, it created this mystique about Russian people who survived harsh Russian winters and how strong and cool and mysterious they are. So this is the problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem because more and more Russians are allowed to be back. It raises question: if Russian athletes are not allowed to participate in the Olympics, why did Yuri Borisov and his, I don't know, girlfriend or wife were allowed to come to the Oscars nomination? And this awful, how Robert Downey Jr. asked, where is Yuri Borisov, and he was praising him for being great in Anora and told him that this is his place to be and he is going to be hugely successful. This was just heartbreaking.
This is heartbreaking, and the fact that now they are embracing Russian men because they do. Emilia de Moldenberg, who is currently very famous, she had an interview with Yuri Borisov in which she pitched.
And this interview has just in one or like couple of 2 days has 366,000 views.
In this interview, she pitched Yuri Borisov as the next James Bond over pre-Oscars brunch. This is wrong on so many levels. He replies to that I can't be James Bond because I'm not Englishman. So this is the only reason why he can't be James Bond. Maybe one of the reasons why he can't be James Bond is because he starred in pro-Russian propaganda movies. So why Sofia Gascon is punished for her tweets and he's not punished? This is hypocrisy. He took part in
he not only took part,
pro-Kremlin, think about it, pro-Kremlin movies.
Propagandist movies, yes.
Same so with this everyone. Is not okay on so many levels.
One more thing that we want to say is that it's kind of sad, to be honest, because usually Oscars is like incredible evening and there are so many huge stars that you're looking forward to see. And this year, the biggest stars of Hollywood, in my opinion, were absent. And this is not the year that's going to be remembered in history.
Also, what I want to say is check out also in this description where I praised the Golden Globes, where I said that finally women over 40, 50, 60 are recognized. This is finally a step forward. This is massive success for all of the women around the world. And
Oscars is a step back.
Where I said that finally Demi Moore, she is, if I'm not mistaken, 61 years old. She won. This is a massive achievement. So Oscars is a step back because Demi Moore didn't win. I have no idea why on earth she didn't win. She was supposed to take this award, and this is sad because it was a step back. What new and innovative have we seen during Oscars?
In my opinion, nothing, but I want to ask you guys, who do you think was supposed to win? Do you agree with the Oscars victories? Very curious to find your opinions. Please let us know in the comment section.
Thank you so much. Bye.